What are you guys gonna watch it in? Black and white.
Black and white.
Black and white, definitely.
I don't know. It looks pretty awesome in color too.
It does. It'll get a rewatch.
I just hope it's like not one of those things that's like meant to be filmed or like meant to be watched in black and white.
Seems like it is. Like, very much.
Yeah.
There's like a few shots that I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't chintz out on the color either, though. I mean,
I don't know. There's like one shot where he's in the alley and it's like a top-down shot that just looks like shit in color, kind of, from like the original trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it looks fun. Looks like a real show.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's significantly more than I expected than from like when they announced all this like Amazon Spider-Man.
That's
show
next
stuff.
week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May 27th.
Well, I think we're gonna have to do it Sunday because it drops Wednesday.
Oh, it's just going to be on
Oh,
Yeah.
HBO
This is a-
Max?
yeah.
Or?
okay.
8 episode dropping at once.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right.
Which is very unfortunate because it seems like it would be like a very nice week by week
I
experience.
know.
Exactly.
I know. All right. Cool. I thought it was a movie.
And this is a Marvel or a Sony?
Sony.
Sony.
Okay. Let's see how good
Yeah.
Sony is compared to Marvel right now.
Yeah, it's produced by like apparently fully produced by the Spider-Verse guys. So
Yeah.
I think like everything Spider-Man under Sony Television is now.
Yeah. It's funny though, like all the characters or like villains are like offbeat
Copies
yeah.
of
Except for like Sandman, I think.
Marvel characters.
Yeah, but like there's one who's supposed to be Electro and it's just like some other
Yeah.
electric guy that was
Like-
in like one issue
Yeah.
ever.
Sparkplug or something
Yeah.
weird dumb like that. Yeah.
Sparkplug.
It is
Fucking
something
steals
like
them.
that. Though. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, yeah, I'm excited still.
I think that's more like that'll be one. I just like have to see it. You know.
I just wish like it's so fucked that it's coming out 8 episodes all at once
Drop
because
it.
it really does not look like it's meant for that.
Yeah.
All right. So what did we all think of Lanterns trailer? I thought
This one
looked a
was
lot better than the previous
Definitely
ones.
better.
Def-
Yeah.
Definitely better.
I definitely like
Hal
the,
Jordan seems like a prick.
I was just gonna say, a
Sounds
likable
like
prick though.
Him from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
So
I'm still wondering like why he said the whole there's only one other human thing, but then we see
And then,
guy in the trailer.
Yeah.
We were speculating that
well, maybe
maybe
he
he said
doesn't. He could just be a prick, and he doesn't think that he's a human.
maybe
Well, with that haircut.
Yeah.
yeah, that is a weird thing still. Like I don't.
unless
Mhm.
I don't know like clearly we're getting flashbacks, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
who knows when this is really set.
And it
Yeah.
almost looked like guy was going to bail him out of jail or something. I don't know.
That'd be
Kinda
funny.
weird.
Yeah.
They're just visiting. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess kind of happy that they showed the guys in it. So
Mhm.
like we immediately like it is funny that Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is like the fucking thread that connects all of the
You're
DCU
right.
at this point.
and that he loves the character.
He's
so
kind of
much.
like the happy of this
Yeah.
universe. It's funny. Or
I
wrong.
I always liked Hal Jordan was my Green Lantern,
Mhm.
comic book wise, growing up. I never seen him as a prick. He had he thought he was better than everyone else
Mhm.
kind
Yeah.
of attitude.
Yeah.
But I could see him aging and going through all the crap that he had to go through and looking at a guy who just seems like, I love you for your ring.
But that's the thing, and he knows that he can't be alive if the guy wants the ring
I-
too. So
you
that's
know.
got to be like you're retiring me. I don't want to retire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Which
know?
is just like I don't know. Has it ever been like that in the comics ever?
I don't know. Maybe like recently. I'm not a DC guy. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
But still, it is weird because Guy Gardner exists.
Yeah.
Seemingly
And
at the
that's
same
a
point.
ring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see how that gets explained.
Yeah. Is it? Are we led to believe that it's like Lord Tech?
I don't know.
Because he's like it definitely makes
That's
sense.
interesting, I
honestly.
guess.
Yeah, it'd be dumb and kind of not make sense. I don't know. It is just weird to be like only one person can have the ring or
Per
one human.
Earth or per world.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Jon Stewart just seems a little too eager to get it.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like there's much respect there.
I do like the whole like, are you afraid? Second
Yeah,
half of the
that's
trailer.
it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And I do like the suit. I gotta say.
That look at the suit
Mm-hmm.
was better than the first thing that
Yeah.
they showed,
Mhm.
the like old rusty
Mhm.
looking one.
And I think those two have a good chemistry together in what we saw so far. So hopefully that works well.
So
Yeah.
it's weird. So he has to give the ring to Jon Stewart
We don't know.
because I just read the ring chooses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how does that work? If Jon Stewart is it like now trying to go to Jon Stewart and it's going between them? It's
I have no idea. It seems like they're. I'm sure James Gunn's like not making up something,
Mhm.
but there is just apparently some logic behind it that
Maybe Hal fell out of grace.
I don't think Gunn isn't even that involved with this, other than like
Well, I mean,
executive producer or something, but like
Yeah,
he's not writing or directing any of this.
yes. Still, though, I feel like, yeah, a good point. I guess
And
to,
another
you know,
thing is like this writer isn't just like a fuck off writer. Like he's a pretty big guy.
Mm.
So
yeah, good to establish that because that's not what I meant.
Mhm.
I mean, like he is running DCU
Mhm.
though, and like everything's gonna go across his desk before it goes out. So I don't think that he would just like, at least I don't think he would allow just some like made up bullshit about like the psychology of like, or not the psychology.
I don't know
but
because he kind of did that with like the Infinity Stones.
I guess, yeah.
Where he
that's a
just-
good point.
He said he made them up in like 30 minutes.
Was he the guy that did that to Jessica Jones?
Probably not. I think he's been out enough by then.
Well, I would definitely, I could definitely see the storyline of Jon Stewart like trying to steal the ring
Mm-hmm.
off of him.
I just wonder like how much like I wonder if they showed a lot of that in the trailer, but then it's not actually going to be most of the show, and most of the show is going to be like this weird like Western fucking story that we're getting.
The
And
scene
just like
where
flashbacks.
he shields himself and he's getting the rifle shot at him, I think is Jon Stewart shooting at him.
I was
Is
going to
it?
say, we're going to find out that Jon Stewart's actually a bad in this?
I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think that because like he seems like he's an army guy.
And the
Mhm.
woman,
Yeah.
the woman that says, go get it.
Yeah.
She's an important lantern.
She had the twinkle in her eye
Don't
like she was a
know.
lantern.
You think?
know? Yeah.
We also did get our first-ish look at Sinestro in this
Yeah.
Mhm.
from behind.
If it is him shooting him in like the ball, then like I don't know, I could see that just being like a first episode thing, or
Yeah,
just like
it's like
introducing the characters.
yeah, that's kind of how I
I
feel.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. Like I said, maybe Hal Jordan, for whatever reason, fell out of grace, and they're just looking to move the ring on to somebody who might be a better fit.
Yeah.
And Hal Jordan is just refusing. To let
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
go.
As he
I could
should.
see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean, production-wise and like everything considered, like this kind of just looks like Yellowstone a lot.
Mm-hmm. Other than like the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah,
Which
and then like the
which
sci-fi
is kinda
stuff.
cool.
I've seen some people say like looks CW-y, but
It kind of looked
yeah.
a little bit like Man of Steel to me, honestly.
a little.
bit.
I'd even say like maybe some of the newer Star Trek stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I don't
Kind
know.
of, sort of.
Look good to me.
Doesn't look bad.
No, not at all. I'm actually looking forward to it.
As long as they give me a
It,
decent
it just doesn't
story.
like pop out to me, I guess.
Yeah.
They should have dropped this whole show at once so that we have no questions about it week by
Mhm.
week.
This is going to be weekly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is August 16th.
Yeah, August 16th.
Yeah. Cool that this is coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's right
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
after Spider-Man and
All right.
yeah. I guess while we're kind of on the topic of DCU and lanterns, it's all the heroes and villains appearing in Man of Tomorrow: Superman, Lex Luthor, Supergirl, Jon Stewart, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and then Martin Manhunter is rumored. Metamorpho is rumored. Brainiac, Maxima, and Peacemaker and Lobo also both rumored.
Martin
So
Manhunter.
that kind of gives away on how Lanterns is going to end.
I guess so.
Because Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like they're propping him up to be the main lantern.
But again, you have Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
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 Wait,
You have two humans.
this is the Man of Tomorrow thing you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Martian Manhunter's confirmed?
Rumored.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said Martin Manhunter.
Martin Manhunter. Marvin the Martin Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I can't see Lobo being there.
It just feels like this is going to be their Civil War type of thing, or not even Civil War, but just
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird how that like so soon, kind of.
yeah.
You know, before like an actual Justice League movie, because I feel like that's
Well, I think that
kind of what you need.
it's going to end where it's like they have to form the Justice League or something.
maybe. I mean, like, I don't know.
It just seems like we're quickly going towards that.
And who's going to be the Justice League?
His name is fucking 40 heroes.
I know, but like,
Superman, Supergirl, Martian
Mhm.
Manhunter,
Yeah.
maybe Peacemaker.
Probably Wonder Woman. I
The
don't think we're seeing
Lanterns.
Peacemaker for a long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Are we going to get a
Peacemakers.
Wonder Woman? Are we going to get an Aquaman?
Well, we know we're getting a Wonder Woman.
At some point, there will be a Batman.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Batman already exists
Mhm.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, you have Lobo and then you have Aquaman.
yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I
Lobo's
don't
gonna
think-
be.
yeah, Lobo's not going to be on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think,
I don't
he was
even
gonna
think.
be.
I don't think
Well,
he'll
it's
even
just
be in Man of
weird
Tomorrow.
that- Yeah.
Honestly,
that
Yeah.
if
We'll
you
see.
had an
I'll-
Aquaman at some point.
Other than, like,
Lobo's the
Kim-
man, but he's
Yeah.
so overpowered.
I
Mhm.
can't see them just introducing him to be like a one-off.
I don't think
side
they'll do a
piece, you
one-off. I don't think he'll be in Man
Yeah,
of Tomorrow.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. Now that I think of it as like kind of a Superman movie, like he's a super.
But he is in Supergirl, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like a
Oh.
main part of Supergirl.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of you guys caught it, but like the couple posters came out for Supergirl, and it was like the first look of the villain, and the main villain. I don't even know his name off the top of. It's like fucking
Crag.
Yeah, it is something like Crag the
Craggle.
fucking Hunter, or something like that.
Craven.
Crag the Executioner, just something dumb like that. And it's like he just looks like a fucking side character you'd see in the background of a Guardians movie.
Yeah. Which is weird because, like, in the original comic, I think I've talked about this, but like in the original comic, he's just like a normal looking guy, which kind of like adds to it.
Yeah. I don't know. And the actor, like, got fucking...
I'm just like picturing you, like, if you just like kept repeating that, like, his name's just like Crag, just like a. And
Crag,
just kept repeating that in different ways.
Crag, the holy one.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. Anyway, yeah. DCU is just in a kind of weird place right now when you really think about it.
Yeah.
But feels
Because
like...
of just like the plan that was established.
And then just kind
It's
of
just, like,
disregarded.
Yeah. Immediately. After,
Yeah.
I don't know.
After Superman.
Yeah. And now, who fucking knows what's gonna happen with
Well,
DC?
it's just
Probably
weird.
Paramount buys it.
Yeah, it's weird because we're getting this, like, Justice League setup movie and then also, like, Clayface.
Yeah.
So,
Which is looks like a horror movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just totally separated from...
From everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that Clayface fitting into the Batman universe, like
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's Batman,
Mhm.
because it's darkish.
Mm. I remember watching the episode where I said the dog pack or something, and you thought it was really funny. And I can't fucking figure out why.
Well, it's just
Because
because you were.
pack to dog pack or something?
Yeah. Or was it? I don't know. I feel like we're missing a part of the joke.
Whatever.
But I don't know.
That's
Well, it's
about-
just because like you fucking somehow connected it into like dogs,
Mhm.
and like I didn't realize
Pack
until like
was
10
the
seconds later. Yeah.
line. All right. That's pretty much all I got to say about Lanterns in the DCU right
Mhm.
now.
All right, let's
Okay.
get hype.
You don't want to do Noir?
Did it.
We just fucking do
we
that?
just-
We did it first.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much more I can even say. I just kind of
Okay.
got to see it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I feel like I'm like I don't even want to talk about it because like what's the point if like I'm predicting stuff and then it's just all gonna get revealed in one day?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Not the way I would do it, but okay.
Fine.
I mean, do you have other stuff you want to talk
I
about?
don't know. I thought there was more to talk about than just discussing that we watched it.
I guess you're right.
True, yeah.
I think the only thing I said was I thought it was a movie. But
Yeah.
We just spoke about him watching it.
I don't know what else I would say.
Yeah, like
about
it's just it looks cool. I feel like
Mhm.
another thing is like we said most of what we wanted to say with like the original trailer, or at least I feel like I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have other what else?
No, the second trailer was just visually
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I prefer it in black and white or color.
I could see watching them both myself.
Absolutely.
That's another
You know?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've also said this before, but
Mhm.
like if it was week by week, you'd get more people who would like try to watch both.
Oh,
I think
just
so.
like
Yeah,
even
I-
just like for details, like oh
Yeah.
here's an excuse.
I don't think I like the idea of them dropping it all at once. Even if they did two
Yeah.
at a time or something, that would be better
like
than all
I
at once.
get it for like just like I guess it was like most of the Marvel shows
Mhm.
that have been released on Disney Plus, but like this just really does not seem like it would be a good experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling Nick earlier and even James that this reminds me of Perry Mason that was
Okay,
on
okay.
HBO. I don't know if anybody ever saw that.
I remember you watching it.
Yeah,
Mm.
and a lot of it reminds me of that, but then you have the superhero and other villains,
Yeah.
super villains, if you will, aspect to it. So I kind of like that where it's almost like real life into fantasy.
Yeah.
or what
I
have
feel like
you,
with
you
any
know?
Nick Cage project too, there's
Mhm.
at least like a 15% like this is a Nick Cage project.
Yeah, well, you definitely see some of that in the trailer as well, like especially the last the Spider-Man thing with him with the click-on lights at the end.
Mhm.
So I think he's gonna have a lot of that moment in there.
Yeah.
It does. Like I do also wonder like how much comedy we're gonna get because like
Mm-hmm.
this was a lot more comedic of a trailer.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a good amount of that one-liners here and there from everybody.
Yeah.
So
This might sound dumb, but maybe my thinking for why they're dropping all 8 is if they had enough confidence in them in the movie, it's my thinking about it, they would do episode each week. I don't think they have enough confidence in the show itself
Like it's Spider-Man,
or
you
the
know?
special.
yeah,
Like I feel like
that they
it's
just let's
feel like
see
you
how
can
many
get enough
viewers you
people
can
for
get with
Spider-Man.
this.
Is it going to be dropped on Disney Plus?
This
Prime
is
Video.
Prime
yeah.
Video, it's Prime.
It's all
yeah.
Amazon and Sony. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know. That's an interesting point.
There's another thing I've noticed with like Prime drops where like So the first season of Invincible dropped all at once, but then
Mhm.
season 2 onwards, it's week by week.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it might just be like whatever they're thinking. Like we just have to do it week by week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was saying
Just a theory.
my thing is like they clearly like picked the most popular of the other Spider-Man things that they could do because like everyone raves about aside from like the fucking pig one that John Mulaney voices.
Yeah.
Like Nicolas Cage as like Spider Noir is like the most popular thing to come from the Spider-Verse movies, I'd say, or I guess also outside of like the rise in popularity or the re-rise in popularity of like Miles Morales. But yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they pulled any punches on production either, though. I mean, it looks
It
pretty.
looks visually stunning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking of now? The fucking Spider-Ham Miles Morales thing I sent you.
What?
Fuck, what is that? He's just like, it's just like Miles Morales' body with like a pig face. He's like, you didn't see that?
Vaguely
And
remember
he's like,
it.
my name is Miles Ham Morales or something.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Oh shit.
What?
John Ham died.
John Pork
Stop.
died. John Ham. John Ham's cousin, John Pork.
Oh God.
John Ham died?
No, he's
No.
bullshit.
Oh my
He
God.
does this every
What's
once in a
like-
while. He'll come in and pop his head in my room
I
and
was just
say,
like joking, like, oh, I searched up
So-and-so
ham
died.
on my
Heaven
phone,
forbid.
and that came up.
Heavens to Betsy.
What?
I don't know. He said heaven forbid. It made me think of heavens to Betsy.
Okay, well, all right, let's fucking talk about some stupid ass comments, huh?